Sessions Live. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, a happy first 2 days of Hanukkah, a happy first day of Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Festivus, happy Festivus. If you celebrate Life Day, happy Life Day. Today is a very special episode. We are going to do a Christmas haul video. So not only are we going to go over the comic books that we get every week at our local comic shop, we are going to look at what we got for Christmas. That's right. We're going to look at the Christmas presents we got. And since we have a YouTube channel, you know, we got some cool presents. We like comic books. Everybody we know like comic books. So people give us gifts. It's a lot of fun. If you like what you see, please give us a super thanks. That will help us continue this channel because YouTube continues to cut the amount of money they give for each of our videos. So, comic plug, I have something special. You'll be happy to hear at one point in this episode. I started something that I have been promising for a while. So let's get started with first what we bought, and then we'll look at... I am not missing my students. Not at all. I actually was sick all week. I had some kind of cold flu mix, and the first couple of days of vacation, I was in bed and barely moving. So let's look at what we bought. First up, Void Rivals number 15. I am really behind on this, and I know it's really starting to get into the crossover between the Transformers and G.I. Joe. I am behind on this. Again, I'll say I'm going to read it, but it will take months and months and months, but I hear that it's really good. Detective Comics 1092, Tom Taylor and Mikhail Janin continue to bring us some fantastic Batman storylines. Funny today in the comic shop, because today was New Comic Book Day, right? No new comics yesterday because it was Christmas. So here we go. Today was New Comic Day. I was talking with the guy at the comic book shop about Batman and how it's getting a little bit crazy that each week there's 4 or 5 different Batman titles. That's too much. I love Detective. I love Batman. I actually love Batman and Robin right now too. But 4 or 5 titles a week is just too much. Oh, that's cool that there's a big sales. I know a lot of comic shops have big sales this week because people get gift cards. I did get some cool comics for Christmas. That's coming up at the end. I have a stack right here of what I got for Christmas and a stack right here of what I bought myself today and a stack right here for a giveaway that we're running right now that I'll explain at the end. We have a lot going on in this episode. I got some cool comics. I bought one cool comic for myself that Comic Plug is going to love that I bought it, but we'll get to that. Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, Part 4. I haven't started reading. Actually, I read issue 1. I haven't read the rest, but I'm really enjoying anything with Batman and Robin right now. I think that's the best stuff that DC's putting out right now. The final issue of Batman and Santa Claus Silent Night Returns. This is issue number 5. How perfect. They ended this on Christmas. Can't get better. DC, perfectly done. Nice job. Give you a hand, DC. Okay. Yes, it's the 4th printing. Yes, I picked up the 4th printing of Absolute Batman. I really would like to know how many different covers there are because usually when they do a 2nd printing or a 3rd printing, they print 1 cover. I know for Absolute Batman, they've been printing 4 or 5 covers for the ones that come up. So it's a little bit hard to keep track of how many there are. Which one? Who's speaking from behind me? Where? There's nobody behind me. It's all my stuff back there. That's the collector's wall behind us. Oh, that's good. Peeking out from the right side. Who is it? Oh, this thing right here. It's my Batman bear from my kids at work. So what we did is we go every year. I'm a teacher. So those of you that don't know, I am a school teacher. I'm a special ed teacher. I teach 4th and 5th grade, and every year we take a trip at Christmas time. We go to Build-A-Bear, and all my kids build bears. I built a Batman bear last year, this year, and the bear sits in my classroom for the whole year. Batman sat last year. Right now, Robin is sitting above the class from the smartboard watching the class. So, yes, there are too many Batman titles. So that's, how many did I get? How many so far? These are all Batman titles so far, right? Right? This is all my, and it's still more. Absolute Batman, number 2, 2nd printing. So there you go. These are all the Batman titles that came out. 5 issues came out this week. How old do you think I am? As I tell my kids, old enough to know better, young enough not to care. Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman #3, Kelly Thompson and Hayden Shermack. There are going to be a lot more Absolute titles coming this year. Absolute titles are huge. There's going to be Green Lantern, there's going to be Flash, I believe there's going to be a Martian Manhunter. There's going to be more and more as we go. So if you would like to donate to the channel, give us a super thanks right now. That's what the new thing on lives. It just started with them if you can. If you can't, just watch us and suggest us to your friends. Action Comics 1081. Still not happy that this has become weekly instead of monthly. I have a lot of reading on Action Comics too. I love the series. I think it's one of the better series. I love how Mark Waid writes. I've loved Mark Waid since he wrote The Flash many years ago. I don't like weekly. Superman #21. Really enjoyed these Christmas card covers. I actually recently, maybe we'll see it in the next live episode, I ordered the Flash Christmas card t-shirt. I couldn't pass it up. Oh, God, yeah, old enough to remember hunting. I remember old enough to remember buying comic books before there were comic shops. I used to buy comic shops in the drugstore down the street. Power Girl 16. Also one of my favorite ones to read. It's been a really good story. It's a real original story for Power Girl. If you're not reading this, I highly recommend it. If you've been watching long enough, you know one of my favorite things is the Justice League Unlimited. The new series has been really good. Justice League Unlimited issue #2. Here's the Dan Mora cover. The Simone DeMeo cover. The Mike Deodato Jr. cover. Yeah, I went today and bought a whole bunch of them. The Ariel Colon wraparound cover. Look at that, how cool that is. That's a cool looking cover. And the one that I'm not supposed to touch, but I do every week and everybody yells at me. The Fisco Oasis cover. Look at that. It's shiny. I love shiny. Harley Quinn 46. There's another Christmas card cover. They should actually make these and sell them as Christmas cards that I can send to people next year. You will get a Christmas card. If DC makes these as Christmas cards, we will buy them and we will send them to our loyal viewers. Where do you teach? Peace, where do you teach? Metamorpho #1. First issue of Metamorpho. This was one of our recommendations last week. We'll see how it is. A character I've always liked because he was a member of Justice League International. Nice to see him back. DC Horror Presents #3. Still not sure why this is coming out at Christmas time, but I'm assuming they're a little bit behind. It's a Flash cover. No, what's the Harley Quinn father cover? Oh, the farting cover? Because I heard something about a Harley Quinn farting cover. But someone was telling me about it recently. You know, my favorite title is The Flash. Here's The Flash. Mike Del Mundo cover. Dyke Roan cover. Mateo De Luis cover. And I bought a t-shirt of this. The Christmas card cover. My favorite title right now at DC has been Green Arrow. Title's been fantastic. Chris Condon writing, Montos doing the artwork. This has been absolutely great, this title. If you're not reading this, which I know a lot of people aren't, you should pick this up. Green Lantern Dark #2. It's an Elseworld story. Love the Elseworld stories. Have since they first started it many, many years ago. This one is a little bit darker than normal. I'm hoping that this leads to more Elseworld stories. Like it's the other one is that the Dark Knight one is another one. That's my DC haul, right? Big this week. Marvel haul, not so much. Very small. Comic Plug, I hope you're still out there. I like it. I like any change. I like the fact that we're getting an absolute Flash. I'm of the mindset that if I get more, there was at one point there was 3 Flash titles. If I get more Flash titles, I love it. There's just so many. It's just so many Batman. I get 1 Flash and I get 15 Batman. So no. Amazing Spider-Man #64. This is the Scotty Young variant cover. You know I'm a fan. I buy anything that has to do with Marvel Universe and World War I. Hellhunters #1. This is a World War I story. Looking forward to reading it. Blade, Red Band #3. Haven't started reading this yet, but I will at some point. One of my all-time favorite Marvel titles is the West Coast Avengers. Here's West Coast Avengers issue #2. Issue #1 was really good. Issue #2. Comic plug, I hope you're still out there, because I bought something for myself for Christmas before the Christmas season. I finally got Marvel Ultimate Invasion #1. So I started reading the Ultimate line. Yes, finally, I started reading the Ultimate line. I like the new JSA. I love JSA. I love what Jeff Lemire writes. I like all of those titles relating to that, like they did Stargirl, and they're doing all the ones that kind of lead into the JSA. I hope they bring Infinity Inc. back. I'm a big fan of the JSA stuff. Final comic this week, Ultimate Black Panther #11. I am finally reading the Ultimate line. Yes, comic plug. I'm finally reading it. Look, I read this, and I read like 4 more issues. This is really good. The Ultimate Invasion is really good. Really well done. Completely different storyline, taking you into a completely different universe. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next in the Ultimate line. Yes, I collect way too much. If you've been watching our haul videos, I collect way too many things. And I love the JSA, I love the JLA, I love everything. All right, so that's the comic haul. Now let's look at the Christmas haul. The first thing for Christmas I got Walt Disney Pop. We are big fans of Disney. Oh, it's Gore. Gore? Oh, where were you today? I was looking for you in the comic shop. You weren't there. That's my first thing. Gore is on here. Gore is who I buy my comics from. He's my comic dealer. So my comic dealer is keeping tabs on me. Batman soap. And to go with the Batman soap, Joker soap. Yes, I am going to smell. Batman does not smell. He apparently smells good. This is from Mrs. Farley. Bought me some Batman soap. I don't know what she's trying to tell me, but she bought me soap. Right, Mrs. Farley? You bought me soap. I must not smell it. Mrs. Farley's on here, too. So my comic dealer's on here who takes all my money, and my wife who actually pays. So there you go. These were sent to us as gifts from Olivia Quatero Briggs. She did an interview with us and wanted us to have copies. She sent one for me, one for Brian. Keep an eye out for her interview. It's coming up, I believe, next week. She was absolutely fantastic. This is a great story. If you are not reading this, I highly recommend it. She has another story coming out called Kill Train. Also fantastic. She sent us PDFs of the first issue. Really interesting concept, kind of like The Purge meets like a New York subway kind of thing. It takes place in New York, and she's a New Yorker. She grew up here around the same time I grew up here, so I see we have a lot of JHU guys on here. Thanks, guys, for joining. Mrs. Farley also bought me a Flash. Gonna hang this up on the wall. Mrs. Farley treats me right. Also something I haven't bought in many, many years. The comic book price guide. Funny, on Christmas morning, I was explaining to my family how much this meant to me when I was a kid and how I would buy it, like not every year, but every other year, and what it's used for. So the future son-in-law bought me some cool things. A script from The Lost Boys. My plan now is to try to get this signed. It may take me a long time, but I'm gonna try to get that signed. This was a great gift. I was really happy to get that. And the first episode of the Flash TV series script. It's fucking awesome. How awesome is that? Really awesome that. What? I'm having trouble keeping up with. Brian's supposed to be on here answering questions on the chat, but he's not, which is not a surprise. It's way behind. So there's so much fluctuation right now. It's hard to keep. It's always a year behind, so it's hard to keep up with this. So there you go. That's some of the. I'm still not done yet. This is from Brian. Brian bought me the Batman Adventure, Target exclusive, and this, which I it's another Joker exclusive. It has a Target exclusive cover, right? Poster. So he bought me 2 Target exclusives. Yes, he did. Our buddy Howard Chaykin, who, if you haven't listened to that interview, one of our best interviews to date, he, you Comic Plug, 100% you're on there more than Brian. Yeah, it's, Flesh, I watched, I need to watch the last 3 episodes. All right, let's keep going with what we got. My daughter's bought me this for Comic-Con. It's a collapsible stool. This is my kid's way of telling me I'm getting old, that I need to carry a collapsible stool around. I complained a lot about walking around this year at New York Comic Con, so there you go. I got a stool. I'll be sitting, so if you see me at Comic Con's coming up, I'll have this with me. I'll be sitting, going through bins. And my final gift that I got, my niece bought me a Marvel calendar. Everyone in the family knows what I like, so. Guys, remember we have a live appearance coming up. We're going to be live on January 19th at a comic convention here on Staten Island at the St. George Theater Comics Con, I believe it's called. It's great. We went last year. You get to convention, then you get to watch Black Panther in one of the oldest theaters in the United States. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I didn't know why it's a exclusive there. So I wanted to tell you about the gift. If you didn't watch this past Saturday's video, it was me and Cassidy's recent trip to Queen's Comic Party. We picked up some comics. I'll show some of them as a giveaway. And someone on here, my comic dealer, pointed out that this issue is a very special issue. This is the first appearance of Crossbones. So this is like a $20, $30 comic, and it comes with a whole bunch of other comics. All you have to do to win this is you have to watch the video from Saturday, and it will tell you how you can win this stack of cool comics. It's this, it's a whole bunch of things. It's not just one, it's a ton of comics. Rom, some old Time Machine, Justice League. I threw a whole bunch of stuff bought. I just buy stuff for you guys when I see it in dollar bins. That's it. There will be no live next Thursday with all the holidays and stuff. We have a lot going on, and that's Evan Dawkins first, right? Yeah, we have a lot going on next week, so we will not have a live next week, but we will continue back lives the following week. Really hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. You know, send us a message. Let us know if you got anything cool. Let us know if you have anything. KV Comics, right? We're at KV Comics is where we're going to be live. Hopefully, in the next week or so, we will have a list of all the conventions we're planning on attending. So, yeah. Evan Dawkins is a local guy. He pops up at our comic shop every once in a while. One last thing. Please support The Pedestrian. We love the guys writing it. Magma Comics, one of the best indie comics coming out right now. We had interviewed this past week, right now, last week with one of the heads of Magma Comics. They love us. We love them. We're going to be doing a bunch of interviews with them going into New Year. Hope you guys have a wonderful New Year. We'll miss you next week, but we'll be back the following week. We do have videos going live on Tuesday. I believe it's Olivia Quatero-Briggs' interview. And this Saturday, we have a special interview. The special video, we look at the recent Mego figures. So some awesome, probably the best scopes they've ever had. So check out those. Other than that, we'll be busy with family and doing some holiday stuff. And next week, it would be the 2nd would be Thursday. So I'm going to be a little bit worn out. So I will not be around for the shop on Saturday. I'll be out and about. All right. Text me later, Gore. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Had a great year with you guys. Hopefully next year is bigger and better than ever. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Love what you collect what you love. Take care, you guys. Have a good New Year.